Our guest today is Matthew Clark, an entrepreneur and founder and CEO of Green Site Services. Matthew, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me, ENPRO.
And it's a pleasure to see you again after
Yes.
meeting several times with you.
Yes.
And so you have a very interesting journey, which you had bought ENPRO, which was one of the largest companies here in this in the United States actually when it came to the environmental remediation. And you bought it, you turned it around and grew it up and sold it.
Well, not quite exactly, but yeah, I had partners, and my brother and I had formed TMC Environmental about 25 years ago, and the founders of ENPRO had started equally about 25 years ago. We realized that together we were better, so we merged the two companies. We were a merger of equals. I was the CEO, and my partner David was the COO. And within 8 months of merging those two companies and realizing the synergies of territory and service line diversification, we attracted the attention of a number of national buyers, national players. And pretty quickly, we cut a deal with a national firm to bring the company almost worldwide. And that company now, today, is almost $1 billion in revenue.
And when did when your company merged, ENPRO merged with the national company? Which year was that?
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, you decided to launch your own firm, which is Green Site Services.
Right. After spending my entire career in the environmental business, I decided to take stock of the industrial, commercial, real estate market, as well as the general contracting that goes with developing those sites. And we formed Green Site Services, which is a full-service general contracting and site and utility contractor with a little twist in that we are able to do a fair amount of environmental remediation associated with projects.
So that's what the ENPRO was, the main job of the ENPRO was, right?
Yeah, so at ENPRO, 100% of our daily work was environmental remediation, site cleanup, hazardous waste disposal, and industrial services, that's industrial cleaning. So in the real estate development side of things, where they're not making new land anytime soon, most sites have some kind of brownfield component to it. And being a developer and having that expertise to manage the risk associated with environmental issues and then clean it up adds a ton of value to the development parcel, the prospective property owner and or investor.
So now under the banner of Green Site Services, what are the services you provide?
So as a general contractor, we do vertical construction for clients, generally end user clients, and we provide the site and utility construction component, which is the heavy equipment piece, the earthwork component, which allows us to really manage the schedule and drive the project quickly. We still rely on the large trades, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and steel structural guys to get the buildings built, but we're able to really drive the process and manage cost and schedule by having some level of in-house self-perform capabilities and the expertise to at least know what goes into the MEP on a project.
So now, if you look into the market, there are so many general contractors, and every part of Massachusetts and New England in the country. What really differentiates Green Site Services?
So in the environmental side of things, we generally had maybe a 2-hour notice of a major oil spill or remediation project. And within that 2 hours, we had to mobilize hundreds of pieces of resources, whether it be personnel, equipment, even capital to affect the project. We had to deal with multiple layers of regulatory oversight, scrutiny, and enforcement, as well as managing insurance adjusters and the sensitivities of the client who may have maybe made a mistake or something to cause the event. So coming into the general contracting business, that full breadth of technical ability and that heightened sense of urgency really plays well for a project when an end user says, I really want to be here in 6 months. I want to be.
So now this is always, the developers always complain that the project is never completed on time.
Sure.
So this expertise must be very helpful to the developers.
Yeah, so I bring a ton of, call it intensity to a project. And most people appreciate that because we're driving the process where we're not looking to make it a red tape process where there's so much turmoil and miscommunication and lack of cohesiveness amongst the team that you can't move the project forward.
And how the technology plays today a role in this?
Yeah, so we've always been considered to be on called the bleeding edge of technology with regard to systems and implementation of IT in our infrastructure. So we use what a lot of general contractors use. We use Procore as a platform for project management, and we have a heavy-duty, call it industry-specific accounting system to deal with job costs. So with those two components connected to field survey data, aerial drone videos of sites, I feel like we're right on the edge of what most people would consider leading into very diverse offering.
Excellent. Matthew, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.